Good evening, guys, and welcome to your favorite show, Learn Extra Live. My name is Abram, and today we're doing mathematics. You know, every Monday, it is our mathematics day, and today's teacher is Wilson. Wilson, how are you?
I'm doing well. You a great Abram. Yeah. Today, guys, we have circles and tangents, and I hope you read it home and you'll try to really work hard at this math problem. Remember, you don't observe. You need a piece of paper. You try to do the sums very hard with me. Okay, yeah. So we have tangents and circles for today, Abram. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we know that exams are just around the corner, and maybe some of you have already started writing. Well, you don't have to panic when we are on your side. You need to get yourself this awesome workbook. It's only 139 Rand. All you need to do is to send an email to sales@mindset.co.za. But for notes, you can also get them today. Go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/learnextra. Like our page, share the page with all your friends, and tell them to like it as well. Also on Twitter, you can follow us at learnextra. And in case you don't see the notes on the page, but I have posted them for you, go to our website, which has the schedule and some of the videos of the previous shows. The website link is learn.mindset.co.za. And I just want to send this big shout out to everybody that is watching, especially learners from Inclination Secondary School, because that's where we were on Friday. A big shout out to you. If you're watching, let me know on the page. And another shout out goes to Eliodale in Eastern Cape. There's somebody who's watching us. Her name is Tandazile Bomvu. A big shout out to you. She really enjoys Mindset and she really enjoys learning with us. So let me know if you're watching right now. A big shout out to you from what's the name of the school? Wilson, it's Ngangolwanje Secondary School in Eliodale. So a big shout out to you, Tandazile. Let's kickstart the show.
Great, fantastic. And just to say to all my students wanting to show, good luck, and I think you'll enjoy this, and you'll really do well with this. I think it's the nature of maths that sometimes is so difficult. And what do you really do? You try to work hard. You try to do the sums. And what do you do if you really work hard and you're really not getting anything? I still think you really have to push hard. You do the sums every day. It doesn't matter who actually teach you the maths. What you have to do is to push hard every day. You can't really go home and not look at the maths and think of the miracle. It's not a miracle. The miracle is you. You have to do the maths. Beautiful. Let's see what we have today. Tangents and circles. Okay, so I have my tangents and circles here. If you look at your grade 11 coordinate geometry, which you'll apply in your metric coordinate geometry, what do I need to know? The distance formula, which is given. Okay, you don't have to memorize the distance formula. If you know the formula, it really saves time. Okay, so there's your distance formula. That's my distance formula there. Midpoint formula. And remember, when can I use the midpoint formula? If I have a line, and this little bit is the same as that little bit. If it bisects, you cannot use midpoint if you have just 2 points. It must bisect before you use the midpoint formula. Okay. What else do we need? The gradient of a line. I need 2 points to calculate the gradient of a line. Okay. And what do we really know again? If 2 gradients are equal, then 2 lines are parallel. This is what we need from our grade 11 maths. And the equation of a straight line, one can find you need a gradient and you need 1 point that lies on the line. Okay? Beautiful. Let's see what we have. Another thing from your grade 11 maths, which is the inclination of a line, okay, which is the tangent equal to the gradient. So there is a gradient of that line. What is new in grade 12? This is your grade 12. This is your grade 12. What is new? Now we do the circles. Now, if the center of a circle is at the origin, now this is the standard form of a circle, where r squared, r is the radius of a circle, but remember the center is at the origin. Okay, beautiful. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Now, the second part of a circle, this is where the center It's not at the origin. It's not at the origin. A and B are the coordinates, the coordinate of the center of a circle. So the center of a circle in this case, you'll have center A, B. So if this is 5, if this is 5, and this is 4, the center is 5 and 4. That's the center of a circle, okay? Lastly, if two gradients, if I have a gradient and another gradient, and I multiply the two gradients, and I get a -1, there's the -1 there. If I get -1, what does it mean? They are perpendicular. Two gradients are perpendicular. And remember, circle geometry also. Remember that radius perpendicular to tangent, one of the theorem. What does it mean, really? So also, I can use coordinate geometry to prove this. I just need the gradient of the radius. I need the gradient of a tangent. If I multiply them, I should get -1. They are perpendicular. Okay? Hope you're ready, guys, this, and you're really getting this. And please ask questions on Facebook. We'll try to answer your questions. Beautiful. I hope you're ready and you're excited and you're really trying maths. And don't ever give up on doing this maths. Keep working hard for this. I promise you, one day you'll get it right. And when you get it right, I will really feel that. Okay? Let's look at the first question. Okay? The first question. Okay? Determine the coordinates. Determine the coordinates of the center of a circle and the length of a radius of a circle. Now, if you look at the standard form, this is a standard form. A, not A, this is x minus A squared plus y minus B equal radius squared. This is given. This is a standard form, the equation of a circle. So what I need is to take this and write this in that form, okay? And the only way I can do this, I think, is completing of the square. I think if you must complete the square from a grade 11 maths, okay? If you really forgot this, just look at your completing the square again. Very important. And this is, remember, this is paper 2 maths, okay? So what I will do, I'll complete the square. So let's group this together. So I have x squared, not x squared, 8x. Let me just write all my x's together. Then I have y squared there, minus 6y. Then let me move this 5 the other side. I have -5, okay? So now I have to complete the square. What I have to do, remember, you multiply the coefficient of x by half, or you divide it by 2, which is the same thing. But remember, before you do that, make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1. Before you can do that, make sure that before you divide by 2, the coefficient of x squared is 1, okay? Now, divide that by 2. If I divide that by 2, I get x squared, 8x, which is the same thing. Then I divide 8 by 2, I get 4 squared. So I'm adding 4 squared, okay? I like keeping this in bracket. I'm getting 4 squared. Remember, I have to do the same. I added the other side, minus 5 plus 4 squared. Okay, now I complete the square for this part. So then I have y squared minus 6y. If I divide minus 6, very important. If you divide minus 6 by 2, you get -3. Don't make a mistake and write +3. You're dividing minus 6. The coefficient of y is minus 6, not 6. So the coefficient of that is plus -3 squared. Okay, then what I have to do now, I still have to add this, the other side, -3 squared. This is 9. Now, I can really do something there. This 3 terms, what do I get? I get x plus 4 squared. Okay? If you FOIL this, you should get the first three terms. Okay? You should get the first three terms. Plus y minus 3 squared. And remember here, this minus is the sign of that. The sign of that. Okay. Now, the other side is minus 5, 16, 9. I can rewrite this, x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared, and this is minus 5 plus 25. If I do this, if I do some, just rewrite this, x plus 4 squared, y minus 3 squared, and this is 20. So what I've done now, I've rewritten circle in its standard form. Then I have a circle in the standard form, but remember, you have to answer the question. What was the question? Determine the center of a circle and the length of the radius. Okay, so the center of a circle, center for C, is minus 4. Okay, center is minus 4, positive 3. And radius, remember this is radius squared, you square root 20, and radius is the square root of 20. And remember, radius is positive, it's a distance from center to the circumference of a circle. Okay, hope it makes sense, guys. You're getting this, okay, and you're enjoying the math. I think this is beautiful, beautiful math. Okay, Abram, are you getting questions from Facebook?
I'm seeing some comments.
Yeah.
Great comments as
no
well.
questions.
No questions yet.
Okay, comments from who?
From different guys. I'll give you after the break.
Okay, no problem. So I think move to another question, guys. So that was the center. I hope it makes sense and you really understand. And remember, push hard. No one must tell you you can't really do maths. No one. Not even your teacher, not everyone can tell you can do maths. The only person who can tell you you can do math is you. And the only time, if you stop working hard, you stop believing in yourself. Really, really do maths. Really do it on your own, on your secret place, you will really conquer. Okay, let's look at the second question. What do we have? Okay, the next part, okay, we have find the equation of a tangent. The equation of a tangent to this circle. So there I have a circle, there's a circle, and a tangent. Okay, remember a tangent is a line that will touch a circle at once outer there. So now I have to find the equation of a tangent. But remember now, that radius is perpendicular to tangent. Okay, radius is perpendicular to tangent. Okay, now for me to find the equation of a tangent, that line, what do I need? I need 2 points. I need 2 points to do that. I only have 1 point, which is 4 and 2. Can I really determine the line? No, I don't think so. But what do I have? I have the equation of a circle. If I have the equation of a circle, what can I do? I can determine the center of a circle. If I have the center of a circle, and I know that the radius is perpendicular to tangent, I can find the equation of a tangent. Okay? This is not calculus, but using coordinate geometry. Okay? So what I have to do, let me write this in a standard form. That circle there, which is, let me write this in a standard form. So divide, let me write this there. This is x squared minus 6x, y squared, 2y equal to 0. So let me find center. Divide this by 2, x squared minus 6 plus minus 3 squared. Remember, I have to add this side. What is minus 3 squared? 9. I have y squared. 2y. What is y? I divide this by 2, I get 1 squared. I have to add this side also, 1 squared. And rewrite this. This is x minus 3 squared plus y plus 1 squared. And this is 10. Then now the center is 3, negative 1. This is the center, so this is minus 3, 1. Okay. Abram, should you take a break and come back and complete the sum after the break?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Right, guys, stay tuned because after the break, we'll do more maths. If you still have some questions and comments, send them through to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/LearnExtra. See you. Welcome back, guys. Now, if you haven't entered for the competition, you should start entering right now. It is the South Point accommodation competition where you win yourself 1 year of free accommodation next year because we are giving you this as matriculants. We know that next year you'll be thinking about fees, you'll be thinking about textbooks, but we don't want you to worry and stress about accommodation. So enter the competition. All you need to do is to simply fill in the entry form that we have for you. The link is on our Facebook page, so make sure that you get it. Wilson, I've got some questions and comments for you.
Okay, great, thanks. Yeah.
All right, let me start with this. Maruta Ntaila says, hello, sir, and AB, I love this show big time. I'm Ntaila Maruta from Modisha Secondary School at Gamapale. Big shout out to everybody from there. Here's a question from Gifenze. Hi, why did 4 and -3 change their signs in question 1?
Okay. So, Gifenze.
Gifenze.
Okay, I'll just take this, your question based on this question, the same thing. So if you've written your circle in a standard form, if you have a circle in a standard form, and you have that, remember, you change the sign of that, okay? Because remember, actually, this -3 means moving the graph is actually 3 units to the right. Don't think of this minus and think you actually move it 3 units to the left, okay? So you change the sign, -3 to positive. Here I have 1, so which is positive, which is -1, okay? Okay, and do you have another question?
Yes, I have another question for you.
Okay.
This is from Buitilo, our regular.
Yeah.
She always watches our show.
Yeah.
Buitilo Tikane. Why did you divide by 2 in question 1?
Okay, remember, when you complete the square, you always divide the coefficient of x by 2. Or some textbook will say you multiply the coefficient of x by half, which is the same thing. Always you do that to complete the square. I will divide the coefficient of x by 2, provided, remember, the coefficient of x squared should be 1 before I can complete the square by dividing by 2, okay? I hope it makes sense. You really understand. If you don't get it, I really, really advise you, look at it completing the square again. Okay, so we can go ahead.
Yes, sir.
No questions. Okay, great, fantastic. I'm so excited again. Same kind of equation. Remember, we had to determine the equation of a tangent to the circle. There's my tangent. So I already have a center. There's the center of a circle. Now, what I have to do is find the gradient. So now, the gradient of the radius. So if I look at the point, so there's another point which is 4 and 2. So I have to use this point and that point to determine my radius. Okay, so M. Look at that. Where's my M? Equal. So changing y over changing x, this which is 2 minus 1 over 4 minus 3, and this is 3, okay, over 1, okay. Now, this is the gradient of what? Of the radius. But what do we know? That the radius is perpendicular to the tangent, okay? So, if radius is perpendicular to the tangent, so we know that this is, so to get the gradient of a tangent, m tan, you just have to swap numerator and denominator and change the sign. So this will be minus 1 over 3. If I multiply the 2, I will get -1. So what do you do? Because perpendicular, I just have to swap numerator and denominator and change the sign. Now I have the gradient of a tangent. Then I need a point that lies on the tangent, that is on the tangent, and the gradient of a tangent. If you look at this, if you go back, the point that lies on the tangent is 4, 2, and the gradient of this tangent is m is minus 1 over 3. How did I get this? This was 3. You swap in numerator and denominator and you change the sign. So what I have to do now, y equal minus 1 over 3 x plus c. Okay, then what do I have to do? I have to sub that point. Okay, so what is y? Y is 2, x is 4. Then I solve for c value. So this is 2 minus 4 over 3 plus c. Then I move this side. I get 2, 4 over 3 equal to c. Then I have to add these two fractions. Then I can, this is 6 over 3 plus 4 over 3. Or you can use a calculator. Just add 2 plus 4 over 3. You should get 10 over 3 equal to c. Now the equation of a tangent, y is minus 1 over 3 x plus 10 over 3. So that is the equation of the tangent, okay? You just have to remember that the radius is perpendicular to tangent, okay? I hope it makes sense, okay? Abraham, are you getting any questions on Facebook about the question?
Not about this question, though.
Yeah.
There was one that I need to give you. I'll give you.
Should I come back to you a bit later?
Yeah, just come back.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, I hope it really makes sense. What I had to do is to determine the center of a circle by completing the square. If I have a center of a circle and a point, I can determine the radius. But knowing that radius is perpendicular to the tangent, to determine the radius of a tangent, I just swap in numerator and denominator, change the sign, because I know that if I multiply the two, I must get -1. Okay, so I hope it really makes sense, and really try to work hard on this. Okay, beautiful.
Okay, ready?
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the first one. Okay, comment from Lusanda. I'm watching the show, and this guy is so inspiring. Thank you so much, sir.
Great. Thanks, Lusanda.
All right. Calvin Gona says, do you always add when you complete a square?
Yes, remember, what is happening is that you have to add. You're adding 0. So if I have 2 as the coefficient of x, and let's say 4 as the coefficient of x, I divide that by 2. I get 2, so I put 2 squared. I really have to add. I'm just actually adding 0 in the case. So you really always have to add. Good question. Okay.
Okay, there's another one based on, I think it's this question.
Yeah.
It's from Kolani Calvin Masego. How did you get the -1 divided by 3?
-1 divide. Kolani, I have, what is happening here, Kolani, I've calculated the radius, the gradient of the radius. So this is 3. This is the radius. This is the gradient of the radius. So what I know is that 3 times the gradient of the tangent is equal to -1. This is the gradient of the tangent. Then I solve for m, divide by 3. So I get m is -1 over 3. This is how I got -1 over 3. If you multiply them, you should get -1. Then I solve m to determine the gradient of the other tangent. Okay.
Okay, still on that one, Wilson.
Yes,
Saliswa says, how did you get the gradient of a tangent?
It's the same question, which is, I think I've answered that, which is the same thing.
Okay.
You just multiply.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Okay, great, fantastic. Hope you're excited. I'm really excited. I mean, the more you do maths, you just feel better about yourself. Okay, I'm feeling really better about myself now. Okay, let's look at the next question, what I have there. Okay, so now, question 3. Okay, interesting. In the figure, the tangent Let's look at the tangents. Very important to read. The tangents touch the circle at point D. There's point D there. Okay, so there's point D. The tangent touched the circle at point D. A is the center of a circle. There's A is the center of a circle. And the radius and the circle cuts at y-axis. It cuts the circles there and there. Okay? And we're given the circle there. What is the first question? Determine the coordinates of A, the center of a circle. How do we do that? We write the circle in a standard form, and then we determine the center of a circle, okay? From the coordinates from the value of A and B. Let me write that down. So, which is, if I write that down, which is 2, okay, it's x squared minus 2x plus y squared. This is what is given. This is what is given as a circle. 4y squared plus 4y, and I think we have minus t equal to 0. The question is determine the center of a circle. One might get confused. See, but now, how do I really do with a t? What do I do with the t? Do I ignore the t? No. T is a constant. Does it really affect the center of a circle if you're trying to find the center? Do we need that value? I don't need that value, so I can really move the t the other side. Let's see what we can do. So, to complete the square, okay, so I think I've done something wrong. I have y squared twice. So it shouldn't be y squared twice. So this is not y, can't have y squared twice. It's plus 4y, okay? So what I can do, so this is x squared, group this, minus 2x, y squared, 4y, then move the t the other side. Because I'm trying to find the center of a circle. Divide that by 2. So if I divide that by 2, I get x squared. I keep this, plus negative 1. Where do I get the negative 1? Divide minus 2 by 2. Then I put square there. Okay, remember, I have to add this the other side. So this must be t plus 1. Where do I get 1? Minus 1 squared. Then for this part, y squared, 4y. Okay, that is 4y. So I have y squared plus 4y. Divide this by 2. I get 2 squared. And remember, this 2 squared must be added that side. What do I get? This is 4. Okay. I can write this as a square number, which is x minus 1 squared plus y plus 2 squared. And this is t plus 5. Okay? Now, if you look at this, the question was find the center of a circle. I don't need that. I just need this to be in a standard form. Therefore, my center is 1, negative 2. Done. That's the center of a circle. Even given the value of t, which is a variable, I don't need that variable. So I can really complete the square with that variable, and that is my center of a circle. Okay? The next question. Express the radius of a circle in terms of t. I mean, I've solved this kind of a problem with some of my students, and they're really confused, some of them, with this kind of a problem. Now, express the radius in terms of t. Now, if you look at the standard form, what is this? What is that part? This is radius squared. It's not radius. So what you do is that we know that radius squared is t plus 5. Because if we complete the square, we get radius squared there. So that is radius squared. Now to determine the radius is the square root of t plus 5. Remember, I don't have to write plus minus there. Radius is bigger than 0. Okay? If we have a circle, yes. Okay? So this is the radius. The second question, show that t equal to 5. How do I show that t equals to 5? Okay, if I go back, how do I show that t equals to 5? Now the center of a circle, we have the center which is 1 and 2. 1 and that 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and minus 2. There's the center of a circle. So to find t, this t, what I can do, you're given a circle. I have a center of a circle and a point that lies on the circumference. What can I do if I have a center and a point that lies on the circumference? I can calculate the radius of the circle. Then if I have the radius, and I have a radius in terms of t, I can really calculate the value of t. So let's try to do that. So if you look back, I have a center of a circle, and I also have a point on the circumference. I just need to calculate that distance. And to calculate that distance, I use my distance formula. Let's see what I can do to calculate AD. Let me write the points, minus 2, 1. So I need the other point is minus 2, 1, point on the circumference. And what about the center? The center is 1 and negative 2. So this is the point on the circumference, and this is the center of a circle. And the point on the circumference, if you look at that, that is point D. That is point D. So I have a point on the circumference, the center of a circle, calculate the radius. I use distance formula. So DC squared, okay, I'll get this. Remember, I can say this is 1 plus 2 squared, okay, plus minus 2 minus minus 1, which is plus 1 squared. Just using a distance formula there, which is 1, change this, remember this is x1, x2, that is x2, y1, y2, so I said x2 minus x1, which is plus, then squared, y2 plus minus 1, which is minus and minus, I get plus 1. Then if I simplify this, we get dc squared, 3 squared, this is 9, and this is what? 1. What negative 1, what negative 1 squared is 1. Then if I do this, dc squared is 10. Now, remember, if I square root this, I get what? The radius. But dc squared, if you look at that, dc squared is actually dA, where C is the center. So if you look at this, the radius squared is 10. That's the radius squared, it's 10. But if I go back, what is radius squared in terms of t? Radius squared in terms of t is 5 plus t. So now I can say 5 plus t is equal to 10, because I can equate radius squared with radius squared. And if I solve t, I get t is 10 minus 5, then t equal to 5, which I have proved. Okay. I hope it makes sense and you're really, really, really getting this. Okay. think we can take few questions. We have few questions on Facebook.
Okay, I've got questions and comments. Let me give you a question first.
Okay, great.
This one is based on the previous question from Pagamani Kati. What happens if the coefficient of x is not 1?
Okay, what happens if the coefficient of x is not 1? Okay. Usually, the coefficient, all the problem I've seen with circle, if they'll give you maybe the coefficient of x squared, divide everything by that constant. So if I have 2x squared plus 2y squared, first thing, before I complete the square, get rid of that coefficient. How do you get rid of that coefficient? Remember, this is an equation. I can divide left-hand side and right-hand side by that constant to get rid of that coefficient. Okay.
Okay, let me take some comments. Madlati Venon Balo is saying, just like I said, I will never lose any show with you guys. I would like to send a shout out to Tony Masingi and Sovo Pel Baloi and to everyone whom I managed to recruit to watch today's show from EPP Mihinga Secondary School. Thank you so much, Mandati, for recruiting people. And there's somebody who's been recruited as well. Her name is Janet Jenny, who says, this is really great, just like the page now. And watching the program for the first time as well, learning more all the way from Kezemu from Namibia. Thank you so much, Janet. Thank you for watching us. And if you're watching the show for the first time, let me know on our Facebook page and do send your questions. We'll see you after this break. Welcome back, guys. Now, if you think you are a Bright Spark, enter the Be a Bright Spark competition. Remember, it's closing on the 3rd of July, and the winner will be announced live on LearnExtra Live on the 21st of July. So the next car could be coming your way. So get entering right now, and I could be coming and say congratulations. So for more information about how to enter, simply go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/LearnExtra, or like the Safeways Facebook page. Entering is simple, guys. You either buy the Safeways K53 manual, or you download the Q100 app, which is available from the Galaxy App Store or Google Play Store for only 15 rands. You can just download it and then let us know, keep the receipt, and you could be the winner. Brosen.
Yes, yes.
I have some questions and comments from you.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure you picked some comments.
One of the questions was, is this okay? Is this okay using this formula? Yes, you're allowed to use it. You get the same thing. You need a gradient and a point that lies on the line, so which you can use. This is okay. You should gain the same results, okay? And I think another question was, don't I need 2 points at the tangent to determine the equation of a line? But in that case, you don't have 2 points on the tangents. You have 1 point on the tangent. But if I have 1 point on the tangent, I can use the gradient of the radius because they are perpendicular to find the gradient of a tangent using that. So one can use that thinking. Okay, do you have another question, Abram, from there?
Those were just similar questions, and everyone was giving me that question. But here's another one from Refilwe.
Yeah.
Would I be wrong if I substitute the coordinates of D on the original equation?
Which question is that? Do you think it's correct?
I think it should be the last one we did before.
Oh yes, beautiful. Who's that?
Refilwe.
Very, very, very nice. Will I be wrong to find T? Okay, I know I'm getting questions. How do you really do this T again? Will I be wrong if I substitute this point to find T? Nothing wrong, because that point D lies on the circle. I can substitute x there, y, which is given, which is the same thing. This is x, and that is y. And you can determine T. Just try this and see if you still get 5. Very, very good thinking. I don't really see that. Okay, beautiful.
Another one from John.
Yeah.
John says, in question 2, letter B, how did you find out that it is equal to 5 since T is negative in the radius form we obtained?
I don't think I understand the question. How do we get the T is 5?
How did you find out that?
I think try to use the thinking of just the previous student by substituting the point. Again, if you really understand what I did, you should get still 5 for that. Sub a point that lies on the circle and determine T. You should get the same thing. Okay.
Cool.
Great. Do you have more questions? We don't have. You have something.
I have some comments.
Okay.
Great ones. I'll give you later.
Okay, it's fine, fine. Great, 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 great. Fantastic. I hope you're watching there. Even, I mean, there's one of my students, they call them penguins. I hope the penguins are watching the show at home.
Okay. Quickly, here's one from Lurato, based on question 2.
Yeah, question 2.
Where does the 6 divided by 3 come from?
6 divided by 3?
Yes.
I don't see.
On the question 2.
Question 2.
Yeah.
What is 6 divided by?
3.
I don't see 6 divided by 3. No, it's not 6 divided by 3. Remember, when you complete the square, you divide by 2. I think, if I'm answering your question, remember you divide the coefficient of x by 2 always, and you get that minus 3. I don't see 6 divided by 2 from there. So this is how I got this part. Divide the coefficient of x by 2, I get minus 3, then I put minus 3 squared, which is what I get. Okay.
Cool.
Good, good, good. So let's look at question 4. Okay, so very important to read again. I have a point A and point B are 2 points on the circumference. Very important. Circumference of a circle. What does it mean? The 2 points, they lie on the circle. Okay, I can substitute that point, the 2 points, on the standard form because they're on the circumference. They lie on the circle. You cannot really take any point and substitute that point into a standard form of a graph or a circle or anything if that point does not lie on the circle or the given standard form. Okay? So they lie on the circumference. So on the circumference, they lie on the circle. Also, we have that M is a midpoint. M is a midpoint of AB. If M is a midpoint of AB, I can use A and B and determine the coordinates of M by using the midpoint formula. Remember, midpoint formula can be used if M is a midpoint, okay? So M is a midpoint, I can use A and B to determine the midpoint. AD is a tangent. I have AD is a tangent. What does it mean if AD is a tangent and that is a radius perpendicular to tangent? Before you actually do the question, just read and see what you can really gather from the statement before doing the question. So if I look at that, AD is a tangent, and D, the coordinates of D, which is given, coordinates of C is given. C and D are joined, and K is a point. And CD is a straight line. TD is a straight line, okay? This is what we have, okay? The first question, show that the coordinates of M, the midpoint, is that. So I have to show the midpoint is that. So if you look there, I have A, which is given, the midpoint of M. So A, I have B, which is minus 8, minus 1. And I need A, let's see A, what is A? 0, 5. So to determine the midpoint, which is M, I just have to add the corresponding coordinates, minus 8 plus 0 over 2 minus 1 plus 5 divided by 2. So if I really do this, minus 8 divided by 2, you get minus 4, and minus 1 plus 5, which is 4, divided by 2, you get 2, which I've shown this. So this is my, I think this is not correct. Just check correct if I'm right. If I add the 2, get 0 divided by 2, and this is minus 1, which is x, and there's, so the question is actually incorrect. Should be minus 4 and 2, that's my midpoint. Okay? Okay, minus 4 and 2. So I've shown that. The second question now, determine the tangent. Determine the equation of a tangent AD. I mean, the equation of a tangent, straightforward. If you look at AD, I have a point A and I have a point D. It lies on the line. So I really don't have to use the idea of perpendicular. I have the tangent, 2 points that lies on the tangent, so I can, let me write the 2 points that lies on the tangent, which is 0, 5. I have 0, 5. 2 points, they lie on the tangent. And I also have 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1. So to find the gradient of a tangent, m equal, what I can do, remember this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So I get minus 1, minus 5 over 3 minus 0, and this is minus 6 over 2 over 3, which is negative 2. And the gradient is negative 2. You can really see it's decreasing. The gradient should be negative. So if you look at this, do I really have to? So I can do this now. Y equals to minus 2x plus c. So I have to find the c value. To do this, I need a point that lies on the line and substitute it. But in this case, I don't think I need to do so. Because look at that. That is the y cut also. So c value is 5. So I just have to write 5 there. So y is minus 2x plus 5. And this is the equation of a tangent of a circle. In this case, this was really straightforward. I had 2 points that lies on the tangent. I didn't have to do anything. Just have to use the 2 points and get my equation of a straight line. Okay? If you look at the next one, let's see what we have for the next question. The next question, okay? Maybe before I attempt this, Abram, do you have questions? Can you take maybe 2 or one question, if you have one?
Still searching for the questions.
Okay, just let me know if you have one question.
Yeah, I just have a tweet from T_skills007. I just had to tweet this. That's one of the coolest maths teachers right there, and he's quite fascinating.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll keep getting better and growing every day. Thank you. So get the next question. The length of AM. Interesting. Can you look at that? The length of AM. What is AM? Just asking, what is AM? It's the radius. Why the radius? It's from center to the circumference. And remember from the first question, we had the center of a circle, the midpoint, which is the center. So I think this was minus 4, and this was 3. To find AM, I used the distance formula. So let me write the coordinates of A, which is 0, 5, and M is minus 4 and 3. So what I can do, I can find AM. AM, remember AM squared, which you can do this. Remember, you can say this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. It doesn't really matter where you start. You can say this is x1, y1, x2, y2. You get the same thing. So then just substitute. This would be 3, okay, which is that, minus 5 squared, plus minus 4, minus 0 squared. So AM squared, this is negative 2 squared, you get 4. This is negative 4 squared, you get 16. Okay, so AM squared is equal to 20. Then AM, if I square root, AM is the square root of 20. Remember, read instructions. Just say they want this 1 decimal place. You can write that into 1 decimal place or 2 decimal place. If you leave this in a third form, I'm really happy you can really leave that in the third form. So the question, find the extent of AM, straight, grade 11 coordinate geometry, where one can use the distance formula. Okay, look at the next question now. Determine the equation of a circle with center M in this form. What does it mean? I have to find the center of a circle, and the equation of a circle, I mean then what do? You just distribute using your foil and simplify that. If you look at that, we had already had the center which was the midpoint. The center of a circle, which was the midpoint. So center, which was -4, 3, which is the center of a circle. Then what I have to do with the center, I can reverse. This is x plus 4 squared plus y minus, what do we get? 3 squared. And this is radius squared. What I did here, my standard form, change the sign, 4, that, which is my b, remember this is your a, and this is your b, and this is your, we write radius squared. Now I have to find the radius squared. Remember, what is radius squared? Radius is from center to any point on the circumference. So it can be the distance from there to there, from there to there, or from there to there. But I already have AM. Where's AM? Which is the radius also. Square root of 20. So what I can do, this is x, just extend this, x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared. What is the distance? Square root of 20 squared. And this is x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared. And this is 20. Have I answered the question? Incomplete. What do you have to do now? Because they want this in this form. You have to FOIL this. I'll do this. To FOIL this, what do you have to do? FOIL this. This is x squared. 8x plus 16. You create 2 brackets and FOIL this. You should get this. FOIL this. Y squared minus 6y positive 9 equal to 20. Why do I do this? I had to write this in that form. Then from there, you just have to add this 16 there, 9, and also bring the 20 the other side. Then you can really have that form. Why do I do this? Find the equation of a circle in that form. So you do it in that form, okay? So I'll leave this to you to complete it. So you're just adding numbers, which you'll get x squared, 8x, and this will be y squared minus 6y, and you'll have your 16 there, plus 9 minus 20 equal to 0. So, so you can add this 2, which is, this is 25, and you get 5. So this is x squared, 8x, y squared, minus 6y, and this is 5. And this is the equation of a circle in the required form, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed it, and you really enjoyed maths. Over to you,
All right, quickly, just words of encouragement to everybody that is studying for their paper 2.
Words of encouragement. I think never give up. No one must tell you mustn't do maths. And keep working hard in your secret place, and really push hard. If it's really difficult, just know that you're doing something. Of course. And you'll really prevail.
I just have to cut you right there. Thank you so much, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the Department of Basic Education for making this show possible for us. We love you guys, and have a great evening. Peace.